Hello there, Aries. Welcome to your general reading. This is a timeless reading, so trust that your intuition has brought you here because there's something in today's reading that is important to you in your current situation, whatever that may be. So there's a message here. Keep your heart open, keep your mind open, and let it flow. All right, if you'd like to share that in the comments down below, that would be great. Whatever it is that is resonating with you, that would be great. I would love to read your comments. All right, here we go. Bottom of the deck for you today, Aries, is the Eight of Pentacles. So you are really focusing your attention on improving or at least mastering a skill, whatever it might be. You might be taking up a new study, a new sport, something new in your life, or maybe even old, but you're basically putting all of your eggs in one basket, kind of like really focusing in on that activity. So that's really good because at some point you will be rewarded with regards to that that activity, whatever that is. Like if you're perfecting, like if you're studying, for example, how to, I don't know, draw animals or something like that, eventually you're going to be recognized for drawing those animals, for example, or if you're a writer, you're going to be recognized. All right, so here we go. Temperance card. You are having to be reminded here that you need to create some balance and moderation in your life. You may be taking on too much, or if you're going really hard here as far as really focusing in on this activity, whether, you know, if you're overworking yourself, for example, universe is saying create some balance and moderation in your life. Also, have a lot of patience. Put some patience in your add some patience in your current life situation, because if you are becoming very impatient or expecting for immediate results, that's just not going to happen. You know, you're going to have to trust that the universe here has something important that they are concocting or creating for you behind the scenes, and that you will just have to trust that whatever it is that they're working on will come to fruition eventually in divine timing. All right, you're getting ready though. You're getting near completion. Whatever this goal is that you are trying to achieve or work towards, you're getting close to it, and you are going to achieve this goal. The universe is also reminding you here to don't overwork yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself to the point where you have burnout. Don't forget to take breaks. Also, remember to enjoy the journey, because I think that you're pushing through whatever it is that you're going to achieve, and you're not even enjoying the process at the moment, because you're just getting near that completion. You're seeing that finish line, and you're just slugging it out, and you're just pushing through. The thing is, you're going to reach that goal at some point, but universe is reminding you here, don't forget the process. Don't forget to enjoy the process at the same time. All right, there's a lot of choices in front of you as far as, you know, what to do next. You're having some indecision. The universe is asking you to go within, to trust your intuition, and you know, really do the work to reassess every single option to make sure that it is in line with your current goals, whatever they may be for your life right now. Make sure that the choices you make are well thought out, and that they are in line with your goals, your future goals. And speaking of your future goals, there's a part of you here that really sees potential in your future, and so you're planning and strategizing, and some of you may even be planning a move. So you really see your situation here as being very limitless. Now here we've got the Emperor card. This is your card. This is the Aries, and so the Emperor card is about having authority, you know, being the boss of your current situation. The Emperor is also about control and having control of your current situation. This is actually really good, because whenever you show up in the reading as yourself, then it puts you really in a very strong position, a good position, because you are now, like, in other words, this is your true reading, and so you're really, these messages that are coming through for you are really you know, kind of hitting home. Okay, but definitely you're in a position of great control here. I really like the presence of the Emperor here. Now the Star card here is telling us that you are about to get that wish fulfillment. Whatever it is that you're working towards, you are going to receive wish fulfillment. But also the other thing here is that you're going through some emotional healing, and you're regaining that hope and faith that you so needed, because you've gone through a lot of changes in your life, some, you know, major upheavals, things like that. And so now that you're really in control of your current situation, you are going through that emotional healing, and you will receive wish fulfillment. Recognize whatever it is that isn't really helping you in your life right now, because you have gone through some major changes in your life. it's time for you to really recognize what to leave behind and what to take with you in your journey, whatever that may be. Whatever you are planning on making a move towards, there's certainly something in your current situation that isn't going to serve you. And so universe is trying to remind you to trust your intuition. There's something here that you're going to need to leave behind because there's something else that's better for you around the corner. And that requires that patience and that that trust in the divine. So here you've got abundance all around you, opportunities to create abundance, and also you may be feeling very generous and very sharing right now. Like there's so much in your life that there's a part of you that's very generous and very giving. So the Queen of Pentacles is also a very good business person. So if you were starting a new business, certainly this is an opportunity for you because you're going to really be the one in control, and you're going to know exactly, the next moves to make your business flourish. Yeah, and look at this. So this move that you're making, whatever it is that you're leaving behind for something better here, everything is going to work out in your favor. You are going to be victorious because your sheer will and determination and your perseverance to get things done is going to allow you to really achieve that goal. Whatever that goal is for you in expanding your world and bringing it to your reality, it's going to happen because you're going to really push through. Be aware of any kind of conflict that may surround you. Now, conflict like this is very one-sided. This is, conflict without compromise. This is taking someone else's swords, right? The very imbalanced distribution of power here. So if you do have a lot of conflict around you here, learn to compromise and communicate a little bit better. It's all in the communication so that you don't bring your negative energy, you don't bring that negative energy into your life. You always want to stay in your highest energy because the Emperor here, this is the epitome. This is someone who is in absolute control of his life. Now the Emperor will be wise and also know and apply his wisdom. Believe it or not, the Emperor wants peace, right? Peace in his empire. He's certainly there's malevolent type emperors, but there's also benevolent ones. And those ones want peace. And so you will have to use your wisdom in order to deal with challenges, confrontations, and conflicts that come around. But do it in a very diplomatic manner. Use compassion and also just finding common ground with people and communicating better. Compromising is key. Excuse me. The King of Swords here is that leadership quality. You may be kind of emphasizing right now that your ability to be very logical and analytical. The King of Swords is a little bit dry. So if you are in a new relationship, for example, although I'm not really seeing relationship in this reading, but certainly if you are here for a love reading, this is showing you here that you're leaving something behind and you're going to be victorious, and perhaps you will transform yourself to be more logical and analytical. And but the thing is this can also mean that you will be united with someone who is very straightforward, very direct. And so that's perhaps why there is a little bit of conflict here, is because if you're coming in with your energy of the Emperor, which is very bold and independent, very courageous, the King of Swords will come in very logical, unyielding, and authoritative. And so you guys might clash a little bit. Do you see that? Because these two are very direct. And so there might be a little bit of conflict there. So just be aware of that, the competing energies there. Learn to communicate better. These people are very good strategists. You can't win an argument with them because they're just so logical and analytical that it becomes very difficult, and you'll just, spin in circles when you're dealing with somebody who's like a King of Swords. Very good strategist, very good arguer. Let's just say that. All right. So the Empress here, this is beautiful because you've got the Empress card here and the Emperor. So you do have a counterpart here. So the two of you may come together and unite, may be planning on a trip together or a future. Now, when the Empress here, I'd like to think that the counterpart for you is the Empress and not necessarily that you are bringing in, this individual here. This might be another family member that you may butt heads with, for example, who is very logical, analytical, and, also, this is a mature individual or, an elderly individual that you may have some conflict with. But I believe that the counterpart for you is going to be the Empress. And the two of you are working on planning and expanding your future here. And whatever it is that you're choosing to work towards, you're going to achieve it. It's just a matter of time. The Empress here is all about manifestation and creation. This is abundance. a lot of love, a lot of caring. And so this is really good in that if this is what, because this is your outcomes row here, and if this is what's coming towards you, this is what's coming into your life here, you may be dealing with an individual who has this very nurturing, very capable, very loving personality here. And the both of you are going to really mesh well together, and there's going to be a good sense of control over the relationship. You both are going to be very level-headed about it. Okay? All right. Let's pick out some tea leaf cards here and see what we can find here as far as some oracle cards. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got advice from a friend. Yeah, so don't forget, you know, if you get to a situation where you may need advice or help from others, they are around you. All right, allow that to happen, allow that into your life. You know, these journeys that we go through, we don't have to, you know, suffer alone. All right, Pale, time to get out of a situation. All right, so in this situation, let's put that over here by the Ten of Wands here, because this is something that you're really pushing through. You know, sometimes some of the burdens that we have in our lives, it's not even ours to carry, but we put ourselves in those situations. So if you're finding that you have some burdens in your life that's just so overwhelming, you know, maybe share that with someone, start to delegate that responsibility to others. All right, Broom, new home, new attitude. Yeah, so you may be moving. Like I said earlier, you may be planning a move, moving to a different location, moving to a new home, new job. Scissors, disappointment in some affair. Some affair. Disappointment in some affair. Yeah, so, you know, this might be that conflict that we were talking about there. Somebody may not, as coming in as the Emperor with all of this control and power, someone may fail you. You know, you may not live up to your expectations here, and she may be a little bit disappointed, and that may be what creates that conflict. And it might even be this individual here who's very strong and very level, very, you know, kind of like their head is above their heart. In other words, kind of unfeeling and just very direct. So, you know, I think that's probably what's going to bring a little bit of conflict in your life here. Okay, so Aries, thank you so much for being here. I love you. I will talk to you soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye-bye.